Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs, home of the Stripology Ruler. In this video, I am going to answer this question: how big should my bed size quilt be? Now, for more quilting tips, make sure to subscribe to our channel. How big should I make a quilt if I want it to fit my bed? Now, that's a big question. And as a designer, that I've always included multiple sizes in my patterns for most quilts, so that you can take that pattern and make the quilt that will fit your bed the best. I've noticed a little bit of a change in the past year, especially the past 10 years. Now, of course, when I write a pattern with the sizes, I can't always nail down an exact size because it would depend on your block sizes, borders, and whatever else. But there are some adjustments to be made. So when we make a quilt for a bed, we used to make sure that it would have enough drop on the sides to cover that mattress and sometimes that box spring as well. We would also include enough to have the same drop on the back side, on the bottom of the quilt. And then sometimes way back in the day, it was traditional to include enough to do a pillow tuck at the top. So if you don't know what that is, here is a typical quilt on a bed with that classic pillow tuck. Now, the height of a bed that has a frame, a box spring, a mattress, and possibly a mattress pad can become quite extreme. So your typical drop on each side had been increasing steadily, making the size of a quilt for a king bed become something like 120 inches to 130 inches. Now, those beds we see a lot less of, especially as most beds and mattresses are getting thinner and platform beds are much more common. People also like to have a lot of pillows at the top of the bed, both to sleep with and for decoration. So that eliminates the need for a pillow tuck in a quilt, and many also have a footboard, which does eliminate that bottom drop. So in the past, we were working based on a 14 to a 22 inch drop on the sides to cover the thick mattresses, even more if you needed to cover the box spring. But with the thinner mattresses on a platform bed, I like to go down to almost between an 8 and maybe 16 inch drop. So I always recommend that you take measurements. If you're making a quilt that you just want to fit that bed perfectly, a certain bed, and you want to visualize the drop that you would prefer, that way you can always customize borders or the number of blocks you make for the quilt to get close to that size. Now, just know that a quilt size will shrink down depending on how tight the quilting is that you choose to use, and also when you wash that quilt, it's going to shrink a little bit based on the fabrics you choose and the batting especially that you use for that quilt. But so I like to take a standard mattress size, and then I came up with a little bit of a chart for you for the variation in widths. So here is the standard mattress sizes for the twin, full, queen, and king. So with a twin bed, with the mattress only being 39 by 75, a common width of a twin bed, twin quilt, goes anywhere from 60 to 74. So that will, really be determined by a lot of twin beds, or maybe a bunk bed or a platform bed or something like a dorm room bed. And then the length can vary as well. So the mattress only being 75 inches long, depending on that drop you need, 86 to 95 is usually the length of a typical twin size quilt pattern. So the full mattress size is 54 by 75, and as you can see, I kind of go by this. The sizes that I based this common quilt sizes on, based on anywhere between a 10 and an 18 inch drop. Queen size, the mattress is only 60 inches and 80 inches long, same length as a king size bed, but the difference in between the width is 16 inches. So this is where you will sometimes see queen size patterns have the same length as king, but the width is different. And that's the same for the twin and full because the mattresses are the same length. So the thing is, you always gotta take into consideration if you want this on a certain bed, then measure and play with your own configurations, adding maybe a row of blocks or taking away a row of blocks, adding some borders so that you can get that exact size with that perfect drop for your bed. If you're making something for anybody but has a certain size bed, I would go with these average measurements and then just hope for the best. I mean, a quilt is always going to crinkle up and be cozy anyway. So enjoy, and I wish you all the best.